Hey, so today we're going to do our first example of solving trig equations by factoring. This is when it gets a little bit tougher because it's hard to imagine what we can do, but it's not too bad once we just figure out how to handle them. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I always like to convert it into x's because I can work with them a lot easier. So I'm going to say sine x equals just x. I'm going to leave it like that, and now I'm going to have 2x squared minus x minus 1 equals 0, and that looks like something I know how to work with. So I'm going to factor that. I'm going to multiply the 2 to the other side. Just factor it however you want to. This is just the way I do it. And then I get, well, numbers have to multiply to negative 2, add to negative 1, x minus 2, x plus 1. Then because I multiplied by that 2, I got to divide my answers by 2, so I'm going to get x minus 2 over 2, which is just 1, but I'll write it out, x plus 1/2. And then I'm going to set them equal to 0, so x minus 1 equals 0, x equals 1, and then x minus plus 1/2 equals 0, x equals negative 1/2. And now I can just plug back in my sign, so I'll get sine of x is equal to 1, and sine of x is equal to negative 1/2. And now I think about my little trick I use to memorize the unit circle, and about like what when things are positive and negative. All students take calculus. Everything's positive in the first quadrant, sine is positive in the second, tangent in the third, cosine in the fourth. So if sine x equals 1, I know I'm going to work with the first two quadrants. Then I can think about it, well, I know this point, that's when sine x equals 1. It's actually the only one, so that's pi over 2. So I've got x equals pi over 2. Now I'm working with sine x equals negative 1/2. I know that that's going to have to be down here. Now we got to think about, well, when does sine equal negative 1? When does sine equal 1/2 in general? And that's going to be right over here, because it's going to be 1 over 2. And then right over here, where it's 1 over 2 again. So that's going to be, it's going to be both of the ones something over 6. This is going to be 7 pi over 6. This one's going to be 11 pi over 6. You just got to memorize your unit circle and you'll be fine with that. So 7 pi over 6, 11 pi over 6. So to recap, all of our answers would be x equals, just from the interval from 0 to 2 pi, which we said right here, x equals pi over 2, 7 pi over 6, and 11 pi over 6. And that's it. So I just want you to know that you can take whatever the trig function is and you can just make it equal to a variable. And then this is just something that you've been solving for years at this point. So that just makes me more comfortable and able to solve them. You don't have to do that, but you can if you want. I hope this was able to help. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a good one.